I did a video a couple of months ago explaining to everyone that although today's hip hop doesn't always represent the culture in the right way, and although today's artists, whether they're on the mainstream or they're on the independent level, sometimes represent the black community in the wrong way or playing to certain negative stereotypes, I also mentioned that hip hop has been the guinea pig and the main source that is to be blamed for every issue, every bad issue that we have here in America. And a lot of people who critique hip hop, they don't really understand the culture of hip hop. If you ask them what are the four elements of hip hop, they can't tell you. Or if you ask them, are you familiar with mainstream artists like Kendrick Lamar, Big Crit, Lecrae, or artists that have substance and content in their music, they can't tell you who these people are. But yet they have all these critiques about the hip hop culture. And a lot of it goes back to them basically just having a problem with the content. Either it's the boldness in hip hop, or you have people who are stuck in the late 80s, early 90s era that don't really like hip hop or don't even want to listen to it because it doesn't have a political or a conscious tone to it. And then you have people who don't like hip hop for the simple fact that, their white suburban daughter or son are buying these albums and making these black men rich. So there's a lot of different, moving pieces and different reasons why hip hop is blamed for everything and is attacked 24/7. And, I was checking out something and I ran across a segment of Bill O'Reilly of him basically blaming hip hop for the decline of Christianity. And I'm going to go ahead and play you guys this audio of what he said, and I'll come back with my commentary.
Religious front, another poll, very provocative. According to a Pew Research study of more than 35,000 American adults, Christianity's on the decline. 2007, 78.4% of Americans describe themselves as Christian. Last year, 2014, that number drops to 70.6%. Among the non-Christian faiths, Jewish Americans up slightly, Muslims up half a percentage point to just under 1% of the population. However, the biggest growing segment of religion, those who reject it. Atheists, agnostic, nothing, up 50% to 22.8% of the population now. So what's happening? There's no question that people of faith are being marginalized by a secular media and pernicious entertainment. The rap industry, for example, often glorifies depraved behavior, and that sinks into the minds of some young people, the group that is most likely to reject religion. Also, many movies and TV shows promote non-traditional values. Truth is, if you are a person of faith, the media generally thinks you are a loon. The prevailing wisdom, especially among young Americans, is whatever's good for me is good, period. The overall good be damned. Pardon the pun. We see that reflected in the attitude on drugs. There's a strong move to legalize that and decriminalize even the sale of poisons like heroin and cocaine. Any student of history knows.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stop it right there. Now, you guys heard what, this undercover Klansman, Bill O'Reilly, said. And it's just another clarification of his extreme agenda to basically tarnish the hip-hop community. Now, he said that, hip-hop was, the main community that would reject religion, which is extremely incorrect. Even your rappers that, talk about ass shaking, selling drugs or whatever, a lot of these guys will mention, if you go to any of their albums, they will mention some part of religion. Because us as black people, because of our history, a lot of times all we had to hold on to was religion and believing that there was a better place than the world that we lived in currently. So there's a lot of black people, maybe not necessarily religious, but they have a spiritual relationship with a higher being. So to sit up here and say that hip hop is the main community that's pushing away religion and saying, oh yeah, we're not religious, we don't care about God, we were all about, representing the devil in the highest way, I found to be very ignorant on Bill O'Reilly's part. And you really have to analyze why Bill O'Reilly has this big push to basically tarnish hip hop. And to remind everybody, this is the same guy that went after Ludacris. It's the same guy, that went after several rappers and destroyed different business ventures that these guys had. Now, this goes to show you how white folks operate in business and within, mixed company or in the media, however you want to call it. When they come out and they say don't support this person or you shouldn't do a business venture with this particular person because we don't like what they represent, these businesses cut them off. But see, when it comes to the black community, a lot of times what we do is that when we have a problem with the content that an artist represents or something that they're doing or their imagery that could particularly affect a lot of black children out here, what we do is we come out in the media and we tear them down. Or, we basically go after them as if, they have complete ultimate control over our children when the main person that has control over your children are you, the parents. But see, what we do is we attack each other. And whether we like it or not, these hip hop cats out here, they have the young generation's mind. Okay, they have the influential power, whether they use it in a constructive way or in a negative way. They have that influence to create certain movements. And this is why I say that we have to approach a lot of these brothers that are rapping that, we might not agree with their content or what they do that can potentially affect others. We have to sit down with these brothers and actually have a conversation and bring awareness to what they are actually doing. And that's why I got respect for Minister Farrakhan, because what Minister Farrakhan does and is still doing is that he'll sit, a brother down and say, you know what? I like what you're doing. I like that you're making this money. You take care of your family, but there's certain things that you do that is causing negativity to be created within our community or is egging it on. And he'll sit down, with two artists that might be beefing at the time, and he'll squash it between those two brothers. He just sat down with Kanye West to discuss something. And that's the way we have to approach these cats in the hip hop industry. But when we come out here and we just attack them, we're killing the main influential place that has the power to create movement. And just like, we had, I don't mean to go too far off of the topic, but just like we had that movement in the late 80s and early 90s with the political and conscious movement, that movement, if you look at mainstream artists right now, and the cats who actually have something to say, they're bringing that movement back right now. But if we tear these brothers down, they're not, for what? Why would they come out here and try to help people when the same people they're trying to help are tearing them down? And you really have to look at why Bill O'Reilly comes out and attacks hip hop in such a manner. And you really have to really dissect it and break it down. And what it boils down to is that Bill O'Reilly is trying to cause chaos and static within the black community. Now, we know it's a lot of black folks out there who are Christians or Baptists or whatever, but a lot of them predominantly are Christians. And there is some Jewish people, Jewish black folks that represent that religion. But what happens is that he feel like he can come out here and critique hip hop, make certain comments, say, you Christians, you black Christians out there, the reason why you guys are declining in numbers is because of the hip hop culture. And then what does this do within our community? It creates static between both entities. You got the hip hop community, which is predominantly black, which was started from black folks, and then you got the black Christianity people going against each other, which is just more chaos and more controversy that we don't need within our community. All because of some pointy hat, whack ass Klansmen decide to come out and blame hip hop for the decline of Christianity. So you really have to sit back and ask yourself why this guy attacks hip hop so much, why he makes it a point to blame hip hop for everything that's going on. Now, does that mean we protect all rappers? Absolutely not. Those rappers that insult our historical leaders, we can't protect those people. But also that doesn't mean that we go against rappers simply for expressing themselves or basically practicing freedom of speech, because I don't see, people going after genres that are, pretty much predominantly white, even though we created a lot of this music out here like rock and roll, country, blues, etc., etc. We don't see white folks going after white rock artists or country artists for things that they say in their music. And if you really listen to country music, it's very violent. But see, those artists are able to express themselves, whether they're talking about sex, whether they're talking about political issues, whether they're talking about, some skanky ass woman that, did them wrong, whether they're talking about partying, whether they're talking about drinking alcohol or drinking Coronas over a roasted fire roast or whatever. They're able to express themselves through their music. But it seems like with black men, because we come out here and we might express ourselves or talk about the impoverished neighborhoods that we come from, or talk about once lived experience or things that are going on within our community, it's attacked. But I just want everybody to really analyze and understand that we have people out here that are going against our genres. Everything that is connected to black is being attacked. And a lot of times we jump on the bandwagon of these people and they don't give a damn about us. Look at what the feminist movement did with Rick Ross for that line he said in the Rocco joint. And you have black women jumping on the bandwagon of the feminist movement, talking about, yeah, we need to take down Rick Ross, we need to do this to him. But where are these people at, and where are these media people like Bill O'Reilly and Sean Hannity and all these other little characters, even the black characters out here? Where are these people at when we need help, or we need people to stand for us, or we're fighting for justice, or we need to use their media market to express ourselves? Where are these people at? They're nowhere to be found. So we have to be very careful of how we critique things that are connected to black folks, especially hip hop. But that's all I gotta say. And to Bill O'Reilly, on behalf of the hip hop community, fuck you.